Yo, what up everybody, it's P-Sci. Welcome back to another video. So today I've got my...
General P-Sci, right out of the Civil War.
I've got the second iteration of my going second Orcust deck profile. And I went to locals and it was a 29-person locals. Yeah. I ended up getting 5th, so I got 2 packs. I added that to the box that I'm going to be getting. My matchups were really nice, and I only lost once again in 5 rounds. Or was it 4 rounds? It was 4 rounds. And I only lost once, and it was because of me. The deck carries me, and I just mess it up. Instead of discarding my Symbol Skeleton that I had in hand for an effect,
Ricardo you lost to?
Yeah, I ended up discarding a Shaddoll Fusion, and I had Babel on the field, and I could have just activated Skeleton to send his card away with my Dingirsu and end his turn, but I did not do that, and I ended up losing that game. So whatever, it happens. I am going to be telling you about some of the changes to that I'm going to be making to the deck. So let's get into it. So the normal summons are the same. Grepher, Arm Knight, and the 3 Scrap Recycler. This is still correct. You need 5 normal summons and then your 1 Rhoda to search. And then you have to play this over Mathematician, even though Mathematician is 1 million times better because Harp is dead. Next, the Orcust engine.
Can we shed a tear from our boy Harp?
Shoutouts to Harp, baby. Shoutouts to Team Bag Cards, too.
Say that. You can say that.
I misengage. All right, so Orcust engine, really small now.
You are Cancer.
And it runs out really fast and frequently. So it becomes even more important to have access to your crescendo to add stuff back from banished or add from deck, because you lost the ability to normal summon and then go into Galatea to recycle your engine. With just these 4, it's just a very tiny engine. You need to depend on your other cards, so that's something that I'm going to consider. I think it would be better if I added 1 Orchestrated Return to the build, so I will be trying that and letting you know how that goes for you guys. And the final honorary Orcust card, this is amazing. It saves your life. This card's really good, and I can't wait to get the other Gizmex.
Your lighting in here is trash.
Whatever. Anyway, Hand Traps, Double Ash, still, it's a hard once per turn, and it's not a dark. Phantasme, I only own 2, but I'd probably only play 2 anyway. It filters through your deck, it's really good. And then the 3 Skullmeister, I've been going back and forth in my head about DD Crow or not, but if I'm in a pickle and I need to normal summon a 17 beater, that's why I pick Skullmeister, honestly. Because DD Crow is better in a lot of applications, but against Altergeist, DD Crow doesn't do anything to them unless they're trying to manifestation something. But what Skullmeister does is it stops their Meloseek search, which is really powerful, and people get really salty whenever I activate this on them, which is all the fucking time. All right,
good thing there's no salty people at locals.
Yeah, especially that doesn't play Altergeist. All right, next up, the going second cards. I've got the Pinkertops, and then the triple Vishuda. This is a card that I'm considering cutting. It's really nice as an extender, but I feel like Dangers can do the same thing. They can't do the bounce effect, but it'll free up an extra deck slot, and I feel like mid-game, when I already have monsters on board, this is just a dead card in my hand unless I have a lure, so I don't want to put myself in that position, so I think I'm going to cut this again for some type of danger monsters, and maybe an Orchestrated Return. Definitely at least a Nessie, because Jake brought that up. And then finally, the utility. You can send these off of Dark Grepher and Armageddon Knight, but most of the time you're sending it off of Shaddoll Fusion, and it's insane. This pops back row, and it's a 1900 normal summon. Insane. I've actually done that. And I've used its flip effect as well, which bounces a card. And then this one, I've tribute set this one before. This draws 2 cards and discards a card, and then when it's sent by a card effect, you get to draw a card. So these 2 are the best Shaddoll monsters that we have access to, and they're huge beaters.
Why the fuck are they spellcasters? Those are little monsters.
They're puppets, and they're I don't understand. I didn't play during Shaddoll format. Anyway, that's all the monsters, a lot of monsters. This is 45 now. I cut it down from last time. It was 48. Next up, I've got the triple Allure. I cut the Mermere and Yazi package, but you'll see that in extra deck. But anyway, Allure to filter through the deck. 3 Shaddoll Fusion. Even if you're going first, if you happen to draw this and a Shaddoll monster, then guess what? You still get to put Winda on the board, and your opponent can't special summon more than once. And most decks right now that are combo heavy, like obviously not Guru and Altergeist or whatever, but the combo decks, like they lose to this really hard, which is nice. Next up for the other fusion cards, the 3 instant fusion. This is really good going second and first, and this allows you to do the Winda combo even more consistently. if you are forced to go first, but you always go second, and it doesn't matter because you see your side card or your main decked side cards, and you just win. All right, the powerful one-ofs are still these three. Searches, this is so powerful. I don't know why people don't play this. I wasn't playing it before when you had the Sky Striker cards and stuff, but now you need more blowout cards, and this is very powerful going second, especially if you can bait your opponent's Dingirsu, or if they're playing an actual deck, you can Monster Reborn one of their high-level Link monsters or whatever, and then Foolish Barrel to send a Nightmare. Next up, Call by the Grave. This is something I am considering cutting. I will be doing some testing. In theory, it's really nice because it can get rid of like Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, but no one's playing that. It can get rid of hand traps if you're playing against like Salad or something, or like it can like get rid of follow-ups. But
I can't remember the last time Spheres was summoned on me in tournament.
Exactly. So that's why I'm considering cutting this. For something else. It'll add a lot of space to the deck. Maybe I can even cut it down to 42 and see my bricks more often. But I'm going to be experimenting with this ratio. Maybe not 3. Maybe decrease it a little bit. It's nice to have as just like a pseudo trap card if they make you go first. And even going second, like it is applicable, but not for the current undefined meta. I feel because not a lot of people are playing. Well, everyone's maining Droll, but this deck doesn't lose to Droll, so I don't know. Next up is the Double Mind Control. It's a 2 now, so you can only play 2. But, I mean, obviously going second, you just take your opponent's monster or beta negate.
Dude, what's with the differing rarities here? Like, I thought you were a real Orcust player, and you got this
I didn't play this last format.
You are disgusting.
I didn't play Mind Control. I was a good player last format.
Get back to Lexingburg and get ready to march, troop.
All right, so finally we got the Orchestrated Babble. This card's still unbanned. Thanks, Cole Money. And then for the traps, we got triple evenly in the main deck. This is hilarious. No one's playing trap negates, unless it's like pendulums. But then you just still, yeah. I mean, but yeah, still it baits their judgment and stuff. So like whatever, like it's nice. You don't really need your battle phase for this deck because your Dingirsu as part of your combo. You can't attach anything anyway because you don't have anything banished because Harp is fucking banned. So you just fucking evenly them and then send with Ding. It's fucking amazing. And then finally the Crescendo. Like I alluded to earlier, the secondary effect is even more important than the primary effect. Because a lot of times I'll set this just so it gets popped, or I'll discard this purposely so that I can search and have a follow-up. This card's amazing. This card's so fucking good.
I have a story with this card. The last regional, it was like round 6, and I'd only ever really used that to add Gizmek to hand after it's been sent. I totally forgot that it was...
That it can add from banished or deck.
Yes.
Banished or deck.
And so I was banishing it, and I'm like, what do I want to do? And he's like, and my opponent was like, I probably add Harp to hand, dude. And I was like...
Your opponent coached you at a regional?
Yeah. And I was like, dude, yeah, you know what? I should do that. And then I fucking beat him.
And then you just normal summon Harp.
And then I fucking won.
Insane.
And then I won.
Insane, dude. Insane. I cannot wait for that Mekhanite Orcust Gearshoe card. Oh my god, I hope we get it.
Shout out to that guy. He was a really fun opponent. And also, he was stupid, and I won.
That's mean. I hope he doesn't recognize you. All right,
I didn't say his name.
Next up, we're going to go extra deck. So there will be some changes to this. Obviously, I'm going to be planning on taking out the Vishudas. So first up, Fusions were the first summoning mechanic in the extra deck. I got the 1,000 Eyes and the double Shaddoll Fusion. People question, or the double Winda. People questioning me about this, but this deck can't OTK. It can, but like... at the same time, it can't. We lost Harp, so we don't have enough extenders to go like that, and that's why I'm not playing Red Reboot. Like, I can't OTK. It's just like last format. Like, I want to grind. And to grind, I'm going to need 2 Winda. So, I'm going to let you guys in on something really cool. If you summon this with Shaddoll Fusion, and this goes to the graveyard, this has a graveyard effect to add a Shaddoll spell or trap to hand after it's sent. So you add the Shaddoll Fusion, and you have a follow-up for next turn. Even if you're using it to link summon, even if it didn't die by battle or whatever, because it can't be destroyed by card effects, by the way, your opponent can only special summon once, and so can you. This card's insane. It outs Nibiru instantly because your opponent can't summon the Nibiru and the token at the same time because of this. But yeah, just being able to summon this twice and 2,200 attack power is really good. I definitely would recommend playing 2. 2 has come up in several of my games that I won in the tournament. Next up, the Double Dingirsu. This is the only Xyz I play. This card's one of the best boss monsters that has ever been printed.
Oh, where's Kellyuga?
No, dude, that stuff is bricky. I beat that in tournament. That deck bricks. Like, whatever. Screw that deck. All right, next, Double Galatea. I really wish I had room for 3.
There's 2 Portal 4 another ulti.
No, I mean 3 Galatea. I would just play a 3rd super, but...
I'm not questioning your ratio choice.
I hate you. Next up is Long Gearsu, and then that's all the Orcust ones. Then I've got the going second Monk, but you know what? Like I was saying earlier, Vishuda is not good mid-game. I mean, it's great to open. It breaks boards a little bit, but most people are getting rid of the Vishuda before you even have a chance to link this, or they're popping this before you have a chance to banish, or you're under Dweller anyway. So I'm cutting this for either a Barricade Borg blocker, which really came up a lot, and I didn't have one in my extra deck during the tournament, or a third Galatea, but probably Barricade Borg blocker, and I'm really surprised to say that, but Barricade Borg blocker is phenomenal. So I'm probably going to cut that card. Next up, the utility, the IP. I didn't play this the first rotation around, but this card is freaking insane. So after you break their board, you make IP, and then you set up either Gizmek or Symbol Skeleton on your opponent's turn to unicorn them, or even worse, like Trisbania them or something like that. Like, it's nuts. Then you've got your other utility cards, these two. Then we're going to go up into our higher links. The Trisbana for wiping out back row. I could probably cut this for the Galatea if I really wanted to play it, because I
think it's too good right now in this format.
Yeah, because of Subterra Guru and Altergeist.
When they think the control decks are the best decks right now.
They're surprised when this comes out. And Galatea is a link too, and you can bring it back with Symbol, so all you need is a normal summon and one extender, and this is on board for you.
This is a mandatory effect, right?
Yes, it's mandatory to activate.
Important too.
No one's going to summon to this zone if they're playing a
back row
deck.
You play a graveyard deck that summons on your opponent's turn, you Dukas.
Why would I not activate it? Anyway, next for the next Top Logic monster, I don't play Bomber, but Zeraboros is insane, especially with Gizmek. I OTK'd one of my opponent with this card, because guess what? 200 attack for every banished card. Every time you Gizmek, that's plus 16. Every time your opponent activates Desires, that's plus 2,000 attack power.
22 cards per game.
Oh my god. And then finally Borosword. Obvious. You need it. You need it. Now, especially now. Next, side deck. What do you play in your side deck for your going second deck? More going second cards! This can also protect you going first. If you think that your opponent's going to make you go first, side in more hand traps so that you have follow-up even if you don't make a board. This can save your life. Nibiru Impermanence is one of the strongest combos ever. I resolved that in the tournament yesterday night.
Yeah, I did too. That shit was insane.
Oh my god. I had the biggest happiness. Alright, so 3 Nibiru, 3 Droll. This is 100% correct, this format. A lot of people...
At least for right now.
No, I mean, Colossus was a menace for a very long time, which warped the format and made it such that you couldn't build decks a certain way. Right now, people are searching all over the place. You got your rogue decks like Heroes searching. Every single card they search. Spiral, the meta deck, is searching, constantly drawing. Lunalights, I know it's a rogue deck, but it searches a lot.
It's not good. Don't use Droll against Lunalights.
Use Droll against Lunalights. Anyway, but Droll is really good this format. It stops like Pendulum. Like, literally, a lot of really good decks search, because good decks are consistent, and they get their resources, and they
for
start...
free!
Yeah. So Droll stops that and lets you live a turn and lets you prevent them from making their second push when they get a turn. So you can only play this in a deck that can actually have follow-up. Like, if you're playing this in, like, I don't know, like Altergeist, and you didn't draw, like, enough traps to stop your opponent...
You lose.
You still lose. Like, you need to play a deck with other very powerful cards to play Droll.
Unless
don't
that
forget
shit just starts snowballing, because that's not fun.
Exactly. Next up... For like Pendulum and stuff, it really sucks that you don't have as many spellcasters in your deck now, because when they go Secret Village, if they still play that, probably.
I think this is correct as of right now.
Me too, because like even the Guard Dragon decks that still exist, like they don't put up a spell negate that they can activate for this. But the thing about Secret Village is, back in the day we had Mathematician to normal summon and then activate this. But now we don't. The only spellcasters we run are Droll in the side, and then the main decked Shadal monsters.
And Pendulum is 100% playing Secret Village. Altergeist probably has it in the side.
Exactly. So, but you're not going to put this in against Altergeist. But I'm like, this is mainly for like Pendulum and combo decks like that. It's very good. I would recommend playing this. Unfortunately for me, it didn't come up.
Nah, I don't want that Link Karibo going off.
Anyway, next up, Respect the back row decks, Twin Twisters. I actually misplayed really hard in the previous tournament. I Twin Twistered into a board of Inspector Border Set 4 pass. And he chained Imperial Order. I had the Instant Fusion and the Foolish Burial in my hand, and I was like, oh, I could have activated one of these, baited the Imperial Order, and then activated Twin Twister. But that would have actually gotten rid of my whole hand, because it turns out he did have the Judgment face down, so my misplay actually won me the game, because I outgrinded him in the end. Finally, Infinite Impermanence. This is one of the best cards ever printed. When you're facing a Floodgate, like Summon Limit, you know who you are. Chiron. Anyway, you put this in the column, and then you activate it, and then you get to play the game. This is also a great hand trap that can't be called by the grave. This will get a lot worse once people get the Noblemen of Desert.
We are never getting that card.
I want it, because I want to be able to negate Nibiru. But anyway, this is the...
Play one of every hand trap in the deck.
Exactly, and then everyone's going to be doing that, and then it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be like Hydralander format. But anyway, that's the deck profile. I will be changing it the way I said I would be changing it, so keep an eye out for that. I'm going to try and top a tournament with the new version that I end up setting up. Don't look at my papers. And then, hey. And then I'm going to... Could you stop? And then I'm going to post the next iteration of the deck. So this is iteration number 2, cutting the Vishudas. But yeah, I am getting my packs when the set drops on Thursday.
Tomorrow.
So, wait
no, today's Tuesday.
Yeah. So later on in the week, possibly Friday, I might have a posting of a box opening, because I won 20 packs on Saturday's tournament, and then 2 more on Monday's tournament. So I'll have 22 total. I'll just probably buy the other 2, or if I top Thursday, I'll just add more to my box or whatever that I'm getting, and I'll have that box opening for you guys. So stay on the channel, and then also, real quick, for you guys that are really interested in it, the Dragon combo deck is going to be up later on next week. So stay tuned for that. This deck is insane, and I'll be showcasing some combos as well. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.